Trump just called Nigeria a disgraced country after placing it on a US watch list. And then he said he could even take military action. That statement grabbed headlines. Some Nigerians are happy that, finally, the US is intervening, while others are wondering, what does this mean for us? Guys, before we panic or rejoice, let's slow down and focus on what statements like that actually do for our country's image and who really ends up paying the price. When I first heard Trump's words, I was like, here we go again. Nigeria in the headlines for all the wrong reasons. But if you listen carefully, his message was about insecurity, especially the buying of Christians in Nigeria. And honestly, it's not wrong to say the violence must stop. Now, there are people that are afraid that when he comes into Nigeria, it's going to be all over Nigeria. They are going to invade Nigeria. But what he said was targeting the radical Islamic group. He's not coming to fight innocent Nigerians. They said radical Islamic group, which the Nigerian government has failed woefully to fight. Nobody should be killed because of religion. Not the Christian, not the Muslims. Boko Haram, bandits, and every other group terrorizing Nigerians must stop. But the part that worries me is how he said it. When a world power like the US says something like vicious military action or cause a nation disgraced, those words don't just stay in politics. They travel into embassies, banks, international organizations. They start shaping how the world looks at Nigeria, not just our leaders. Now we are all in it together. I know people will say, what image do we even have to protect in the first place? Or don't you people that come on the internet tarnish our image already? Fair point. Our image is not exactly very shiny. That's exactly why this matters. Because every new labels, especially by powerful countries, makes it harder to rebuild. And ordinary Nigerians are the ones who pay the price for it. Everyone knows President Trump is good at name calling. Sleepy Joe, Gavin Newsom, Crooked Hillary, 51st State. So we're not the first people he's giving names, but that name, disgraced. Anyway, before anyone cheers or gets offended about this whole thing, let us talk about what this really means for both Nigerians at home and abroad. Every few years, Nigeria ends up under a spotlight. A travel ban, a watch list, or a corruption ranking. The story is always the same. The world sees a dangerous, unstable, corrupt country. And our leaders are not exactly doing anything to change that perception. They're honest. Now, no. But once that image sticks, it's hard to change. Think about it. When people hear Afghanistan, North Korea, they already have an idea, even if they've never been there. That's how perception works. And for Nigerians abroad, that perception shows in real life. Historically, we see how citizens of a country on this list are treated. Visa interviews get longer. Job applications come with extra checks. Even a simple bank transfer can raise suspicion. It's frustrating because the people paying the price are not the ones who caused it in the first place. They are victims as well. That's why language from world leaders matters. Because one sentence can undo years of efforts to rebuild trust. And the truth is, he did not lie. Our country is in chaos. And it's still a developing story. Depends on how things go. One thing is already clear. How this is handled will shape how the world sees Nigeria for years. Let's bring it down to real life. Picture a Nigerian student in the US or even Canada, doing everything right, studying hard, following the rules. Then suddenly their country is trending again for all the wrong reasons. They walk into a visa renewal or even a job interview, and you can almost feel the tension. Nobody says anything rude, but you can sense the doubt. That's the quiet cost of reputation. And this isn't just about headlines. In July 2025, the US cut visa validity for Nigerian passport holders from 5 years to just 3 months. That means more renewals, more interviews, more scrutiny, even for students and professionals doing everything right. These things don't just happen in isolation. When a country's image drops, citizens start paying extra for the same opportunities others get easily. And back home, small businesses are already feeling it. The US and the UK have both warned their citizens not to travel to Nigeria. That's bad for business and tourism, and bad for foreign partnerships. When global partners hear those warnings, confidence drops, payments get delayed, trade slows down, and small business owners who did nothing wrong are left struggling. And this is not the first time. We know from 2020, when Nigeria was first put on this list by Donald Trump, the 5-year visa was slashed to 2 years and people were shouting, "Hey, baby." Some visas were even revoked. Ordinary Nigerians caught in the crossfire of bad governance. Now, before this latest watch list, the validity was reduced again to only 3 months, and several high-profile Nigerians had their visas revoked, and ordinary Nigerians as well. So we have to ask, what should Nigerians expect next? Because now we've joined countries like Saudi Arabia, North Korea, Russia, Iran, and so on this list. When you hear countries like North Korea or Iran, you expect tension. But Nigeria, for all our problems, we were never supposed to be on this list for any reason. We are not an end-time dictatorship like these other countries, but somehow we found ourselves here. And that should worry everyone who believes Nigeria should fix itself. Let's be honest, the Nigerian government dropped the ball. They had enough time to fix this. For years, people have been crying out about terrorism, banditry, kidnapping. And what did our leaders do? They deny, they deflect, and Nigerians are learning to live with this new reality. While our leaders are busy playing politics with our country's safety, and the country slowly turned free for all for those bandits and kidnappers. So yes, Trump's tone is humiliating. No one likes to hear their country called disgraced country. I just wish he said that country of disgraced leaders, because that's what it is. But this embarrassment did not come out of nowhere. When a government looks away while citizens are being quiet, when kidnappers operate freely, even freer than the police, and security forces are underpaid and overpowered, that silence becomes permission. Now, because of that negligence, the rest of us are the ones paying the price. Our people are struggling to travel, facing extra scrutiny abroad, watching our flags show up in negative headlines. If this pressure finally forces the Nigerian government to do the right thing, then it's worth it. But let's not confuse outside embarrassment with progress. Real leadership would have prevented this in the first place. At the same time, terrorism must be crushed. If foreign help can genuinely help stop these terrorists, fine, but not at the cost of the little dignity we have left as a country. Because if the fight against insurgency ends up punishing ordinary Nigerians, we've thrown out the baby with the bathwater already. Help should strengthen Nigeria's capacity, intelligence, community policing, rebuilding trust, not just prove a point for foreign headlines. So yes, the US tone is harsh and even insulting, but the deeper story is how our leaders allowed it to get to this point until someone has had to embarrass them into action. This should be Nigeria's wake-up call. Fix the insecurity, restore confidence, and make sure the next international headline about Nigeria is one we can actually be proud of. And I know the US has been watching Nigeria since. You see all these things with Senator Natasha. They did not say anything because there are rules of engagement. But this is a chance they have to really talk to our government, and I'm here for it. So where does this leave us? It leaves us with 2 truths. Terrorists must be stopped, and Nigeria must take responsibility for protecting its own people. You don't have to wait till somebody else tells you, protect your people, or else I'll come and crush the troublemakers in your country. We're talking about respect our sovereignty. Respect our sovereignty. You did not respect Nigerian lives. So, sorry, sir. What do you think? Some people say he's just capping. He's not going to waste his country's resources to send their military to help Nigeria solve their security issues. While others are saying, Trump is a talking ado. When he says he will do something, he will do it. Look at what he's doing in the US. He's sending troops into US cities. And there are others that are saying his interest is just in our rare earth minerals. So lots of opinions out there. What do you think? And if you like this breakdown, please hit the like button. Thank you as always. If our government finally acts, let it focus on citizens, not saving face, because that's what they are doing now, trying to save their face. And this does not mean that the US is opening their doors for you to come and claim asylum. They have reduced the number of people they will be giving asylum to, and they are mainly giving to the Africans from South Africa. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one.